Hey, I'm out running errands right now. It's a super rainy day in Seattle, so not feeling like really walking anywhere. But I just pulled up to our old neighborhood, to this little neighborhood coffee stand that some teenagers run up here, and it's always where I get my coffee. And I am on like my last bag from them from before we moved, so I was really hoping that they would have coffee out. They usually do it on weekends, especially in the summer, but sometimes when it's raining they don't put them out because the bags get kind of wet. But I really lucked out today. They had quite a few bags out, so I picked up 2 just to stock up. So I got these 2. This one is Queen City. The name of their like roaster brand is Silver Cup. And they're all like Seattle themed or Washington themed, which is cute. And then I got the Snoho Mojo, which I love because I'm from Snohomish, if you didn't know that. This is always what I use when I'm doing my coffee videos, when I'm making my lattes. And they do like a neighborhood discount, $10 a bag, which is kind of a crazy good deal. For the rest of the day, I don't have really any concrete plans. My friend Megan and I are gonna check out the community pottery sale at Seatown Pottery, which is where we took our pottery class. We're gonna check that out at 2 in a couple hours, so I'm hoping I can score some cutie pottery for the new house. And then tomorrow we're celebrating Mother's Day. We didn't celebrate last weekend on the actual holiday, so we're celebrating tomorrow with my mom, my siblings, and my nieces. We're gonna go out to breakfast in my hometown in Snohomish. I haven't been home in a while. I've seen family, but not been like in my hometown, so that will be fun. I just got back from the pottery sale at Seatown Pottery, and I did end up picking out a couple of things. Hi, Bubba. So I thought we could do a little pottery sale unboxing. So I got 2 pieces. The first one is this little cup. Look how cute. I loved this glaze. She was $8, and I thought she'd just be really cutie to stick on a shelf or a table or something. And then my second piece is, I think, in the same glaze or very similar, and it is this cutie little bowl. Look at her. So she's kind of like two-toned and very pretty inside. She was also $8. I don't know if it was the same artist or not, but I thought they looked very cute together. I could stack them or I could do them separately, but these are my two little pickups from the pottery sale.
Blue Jays in the road race, a 16-game hitting streak, an all-time high for JT. Next pitch change is outside, ball 2-2. And the lovable puppy. Yeah! 100th time last night. And right now, the drum set is a little bit.
Time for a quilt haul. Hey guys, so I think I mentioned this before, but I make quilts, homemade quilts. It's something that I learned from my mom, and really all the women on both sides of my family have experience with quilting. I found it's been a really sweet, creative hobby for me where I can just dream up a design for a quilt and make the whole thing myself on my own with the help of my hand-me-down sewing machine from my grandmother. Yeah, I just love having a hobby where I can disconnect and just do something with my hands. Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you is the first quilt that I ever made. This one's really special because my mom taught me how to quilt on this quilt, and we kind of made it together. And a lot of the fabrics are hand-me-downs from her collection, so this one's really special to me, and it is my favorite quilt I think that I've done. Here it is. So it is a patchwork quilt, and it's got a lot of beautiful floral patterns of all different kinds of pastel colors. You can see there's really some beautiful vintage fabrics that I was able to use on this one from my mom's collection. The next one I did is a little bit more of a modern take on a quilt. I was inspired by those picnic blankets that Bagu came out with 1 or 2 summers ago. So this one's more of like a picnic blanket. We'll take this one down to the lake and lay out on it. I love the fabric choices on this one. I think the colors are so fun. It has that classic picnic print. And then this one also has a fun backing. I did like a pattern backing on this one rather than white, just because I knew we would be taking it outdoors and I wanted something that would hide dirt a little bit better. So it has this gorgeous vintage pattern. Okay, next is my third quilt that I made, and definitely the most technically challenging quilt. But I went for this kind of heritage star pattern that you see in a lot of quilts. It's a classic design. It's just made up of various squares and triangles, and you can really orient the stars and the triangle pattern in a ton of different ways and create new patterns. This one was challenging just to get, you know, all the little triangles cut out and arranged correctly and have all of your, you know, seams line up how they need to. I also put a border on this one, which was a new skill I had to learn for this quilt. Love her, would love to do another like star pattern when I have a lot of time. And then this is the one that you will have seen me working on throughout this vlog. This is my 4th and most recent quilt. I literally finished it this morning, but here she is. This is a patchwork quilt that I actually made for my friend Megan's 30th birthday. She doesn't know that I've been working on this for the past 5 months. So her birthday's in a few days. I cannot wait to give it to her. I think she's gonna be so surprised. It's for her 30th birthday / she moved into a new apartment on her own recently. And she's just decorated it so cute, and so I wanted to make her something for her new home. And this just reminds me so much of her, like the cottagecore kind of foresty granola girl vibes.